Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it took me a little bit longer to get this video out, but I am doing the best I can. As you can see, I am filming today from my car, and I just also wanted to note that some of my videos might be a black screen. I would call it like a blackout. It just depends on like where I'm at when I'm videoing, when I have time to make the video, things like that. But I do want you to know that it's still, very good information that I want to get out and share with you guys. Excuse me. It's just, I may have to have it black for some of the videos. But anyway, I want to get into this. So the last video we talked about the moment that I knew my marriage was over. And today I want to go in another level deeper and talk about grief. Really the grief that like nobody warned you about. So I want to start first by saying, if you're going through a divorce and you're experiencing grief that, really no one's talked about, that's difficult, obviously, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Again, I'm always here to chat with you guys. Leave me a comment, ask me questions, whatever I can do to help. Please also, if you could, please like this video, subscribe. And yeah, I'd love to just be here to help you guys any way I can. So I just want to talk about this kind of grief. At least for me, it was, a grief that kind of, it snuck up on me like months later after I left my marriage. But it had nothing to do with wanting my marriage back or wanting my husband back, but more to do with like having to rebuild a life that I never imagined I'd have to rebuild. So today I wanted to talk more about that kind of grief. Because the hardest part for me, it wasn't losing my person. I mean, that was difficult, but it was more about losing the future, that I had imagined in my mind that I would have, and, the vacations that we had talked about going on, or growing old together, or most importantly, like watching our daughter grow up under one roof and not having to go to split households. I had already been through that with my two older children, so, and he was there with me going through that, having to have a split family with raising our boys, so, going through that kind of grief is something that you probably never really have heard or know really what it feels like. And it is a lot similar to grieving a lost loved one when someone passes away. It hurts and it's not easy to overcome, and it's something that it takes time and it takes work, and it takes for you guys to be able to recognize what you're feeling and being able to have an outlet for those feelings, whether that's journaling, whether that's talking to a counselor, or a very trusted friend. I feel like for me, getting those feelings out, it helped me in ways that I couldn't even imagine. I still do have a counselor that I have, and I see her every 2 weeks. And for me now, it's more or less just, just for my own challenges that I face now in life, not so much related more to my marriage, but there are moments where I do, discuss those things. But I just want you guys to know that grieving all of those feelings and that future and those plans and everything, it's all normal. It's all a part of the healing process. And you often, when you go through things like that, you lose pieces of yourself. You you find yourself, maybe you're not laughing as much with your friends, or you don't really have any dreams or, you know, goals you want to pursue. Or one of the biggest ones, at least for me, I stopped believing in myself. You know, it was like, how am I going to do this? What good am I? You know, it's just me. How am I going to do this alone? And you know, for one of the hardest things too was like, I stopped recognizing myself. Like, who is this person looking at me in the mirror? You know, this isn't me. And that was really difficult. You know, and that's the painful part, you know, is asking yourself, like, who am I now? What do I do now? Where do I go? Especially too, like, if you're a parent, whether you're a mother or a father, I think that's one of the deepest pains of all. Like, you know, wondering, oh my gosh, are my kids okay? You know, how are they handling it? How do they feel about all of this? Or if you're a parent who your kids chose to isolate from you, which I did experience that, and we will get more into that later, but that was another very difficult thing for me. I was grieving not only the loss of my marriage, but now, you know, my children, and having to rebuild that relationship and that life. So all of these things, and going through all of these painful moments while you're trying to figure your life out, you know, maintaining a job, being able to, you know, still have a place to live and afford that, you know, all of these normal daily things that as adults we have to, you know, uphold and still have to do, all the while going through this grieving process. So some of the things that I really want you guys to think about are, you know, who can you turn to? And you may not have a trusted friend or family member that you want to go to, depending on your situation. So I really, really, really encourage you guys to look for a counselor or get a journal. I mean, journaling for me was probably one of the best pieces of therapy I could have ever used, you know, as far as a tool, because and sometimes it wasn't even journaling, it was just writing down my feelings in that moment, you know, and then being able to look at it on a piece of paper and reading it back to myself and really trying to break down, okay, why do I feel this way? Okay, what is triggering me to feel this way? And if you really sit there and break those feelings down, a lot of times you can bring those feelings and relate it back to something from your childhood. You know, something that happened to you maybe when you were a child. Maybe you were abandoned, or, you know, you had a fear of being abandoned, or you weren't loved, you know, the way you needed to be loved or paid attention to, whatever the, you know, your situation. Being able to sit there and actually write it on a piece of paper and break it down helps you see a whole new perspective. And, you know, going into therapy and saying, you know, to your therapist, hey, I'd like to really work on this and this, and breaking these things down and understanding, you know, why this triggers me, or why this affects me this way. And it's all a part of healing, guys. I mean, it's the work, it's not easy, I'm going to tell you, but I promise you, you know, years later, it has been 3 years now, going on 4 years, it has helped me in tremendous ways. Like, I can't even explain to you how much I've grown and how much I've changed as a person just going through that. So I just want you guys to understand that, you know, grief is real, and it does not make you weak at all. It does not make you a weak person. So please, no matter what, if you're a male or a female, it doesn't matter. You guys, it's all natural. It's all a part of life. It's a cycle of life, right? So I want you guys to just really work on thinking of ways that will help you to get through those tough moments. Sometimes, you know, exercising, going to the gym, working out, that really helped me a lot. And you don't realize like what exercising actually does for your brain. Like getting that movement, and it makes your body just feel so good, and in return it makes you start to feel good, you know. And then when you start to see results from working out, then you're like, wow, you know, and it changes your mood slowly over time. So in the long run, it really is so good for you. Another thing that I loved to do, and I don't do very often anymore, but I did a lot in the beginning, was paint. I would just go buy those cheap, you know, little canvas boards and just whatever paint, and paint whatever picture I wanted. And it was just for me. I didn't show anybody. I didn't have to. It was, you know, it wasn't like a perfect painting, but it was just soothing for me. It really helped me to get, again, those feelings out. So yeah, with closing, I don't want these videos to be too long. I don't have much time either, but I just want you guys to really think about things that will help you to deal with the grief that you are going through. And I just want you guys to know that, you know, going through this part of your life, you're building a bridge really between who you were and the person that you're going to become, okay? Because I mean, one day you're gonna look back and you're gonna realize that, you know, you thought your life was over, excuse me, but actually, you know, you're actually standing right there at the beginning of the life that you were always meant to build. And I want you guys to remember that, okay? And I know I've said it in my past videos, but your life is not ending. It is just beginning, you guys. I promise you. And I really hope that, you know, what I can give you helps you. Because like I said, I wish that I had the raw experiences from others to know that, hey, you know what, this feeling that I'm feeling, or these feelings that I'm feeling, are normal, and I'm not alone. You know, there's so many other people out there going through the same thing. So again, guys, if you know somebody going through a hard time, please share this with them. Let them know they're not alone, and they will rebuild their life. You know, they will get across that bridge and to the side that they were meant to be, and look back and see all the beautiful things that they built. So, thank you guys again for being so patient with me on getting these videos out. I have a lot going on right now with my job and just my life in general, and this is very important to me. So I don't want you guys to think that it's not, because you guys are very important to me. And I am working on trying to get these out quicker and more on time. But in the meantime, if you guys have any questions at all, please leave a comment. Let me know. I read all of my comments. Again, like the video, please share. I would love if you guys would subscribe. Help me out. And